What up, what up, what up? It is your girl Shanae Artist. What is going on? I have not been live in this community in a little minute, but today I wanted to come and talk to you guys about some foundation no-nos for women of color. So, I'm just going to talk, and if you guys catch me in the middle, then you can catch the replay, and if you get on, you can catch the replay or whatever, but over the weekend, I had a foundation no-no, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I wanted you guys to really know the difference between buying the right products and not, and kind of give you some tips on how to know what makeup products are really going to work for you, especially as it pertains to the foundation, because that's the beginning of having a flawless look, right? Is your foundation. That's why it's called foundation. So I had a no-no this weekend, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. And I'm looking weird. I'm looking over here, but I'm really looking this way. But because the way my camera is set up is backwards, whatever. Y'all can see me. I'm trying to look at you, but whatever. But anyway, so if you don't know me, or if you've been in this community and you haven't seen one of my live videos, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you engaging. I appreciate you interacting. I know Kimberly was one of the last people that joined this community, so shout out to you. Thank you for being here. And if you guys have any friends or family or people that you know that need help with their makeup, please feel free to invite other people. This is an organic community, so I really don't want to run around chasing people and, just randomly adding random people. I prefer to have a community of women who are, we all have the same interests and we want to be here. So if you know anybody who would like to be in this community or who you think could use these tips, definitely feel free to invite. I'm very open to that. So, if you guys don't know me, my name is Shanae Artist, and I'm an author. I'm also a beauty coach, and I'm a speaker. And some of the things that I do, one of the main things that I do is that I teach women of influence, specifically women of influence, because those are women that are out there doing different speaking engagements. Those are women who are out there on the front line. They're always presenting themselves in front of a bunch of people, and it's important that they look good, especially if they're women of God. He wants us to represent him in a way that speaks excellence. And so I believe that a part of the thing that he wants me to do is to teach women how to do that, how to present themselves as their best selves. And so the visual is very important, and makeup artistry is my area of expertise and what I help women learn how to do for themselves in simple to follow, time-saving, and inexpensive steps. Because it's steps. I did that on my last video. I mean steps, okay? I'm trying to say tips and steps at the same time. But what I believe is that makeup is not overwhelming. It's not hard. It doesn't cost a lot of money. I believe that with the right tip, with the right tools, the right routine for you specifically, because makeup is personal, you can master doing your own makeup without it being expensive, overwhelming, or taking you hours to do, okay? So I pretty much teach women how to do that. And there's also a ministry component to what I do called Makeup and Mindsets. And that is where I am teaching women who are in low-income housing, women transitioning from prison, women who have been victims of different type of trauma in their childhood or even as an adult, teaching them really how to transform their mindset, how to enhance their self-image, and also how to present themselves in the right way. So that's what I'm about. That's what I do. And this community is to help women who really want to learn how to look their best. They want to learn how to do their own makeup. And so I do that. I'm also an author of a makeup guide, Master the Match, the Women of Color's Guide to Matching Her Foundation Like a Pro. And the reason why it's for the reason why I titled it Women of Color is because, number one, I'm a woman of color, but number two, because I believe that women of color really struggle with makeup because our skin tone is there's so many variations of brown, and we struggle with finding the right products that work for us. So through my years as an artist and as a beauty coach helping women, I've learned some things, and so I compiled them in a makeup guide to answer that old age question that most women have: how do I match my own foundation? So also I'm going to let you guys know at the end of this video that this guide is on sale right now for $7 for the 4th of July. So if you want to grab a copy, the link of the book is in the description of this video, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about this foundation thing. Foundation no-nos for women of color. I have one big one for you, and this is something you may have known because I've said it before, but I'm going to really drive it home now, okay? So, women of color. Okay, so this weekend, you know, I had the urge to go buy me some makeup, right? I needed some new foundation because the one that I was using, Maybelline Fit Me, I'm running out. So I needed something new. So I went to Ulta and I found number 7 makeup. And I'm sorry, I'm looking at the kids. What are y'all doing?
My ball went, when we and Kayla were playing, my ball went down this thing, and then now it's in the river thing down.
Okay, we need to stay up here. You're not going down there. I'll go with you in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I went and I got a new foundation or whatever, and this is a number 7 Stay Perfect foundation. So, what I liked about it is that it was for all skin types, medium coverage. It has complexion protection, all day wear, and there's sunscreen in it, SPF 15, okay? So I've used their skincare products, their primer before, and I really liked it. So I said, you know what, let me give this foundation a try. Let me check this out and see how this is going to work, right? So I went ahead and I bought it. Now, before I bought it, I tried it on the back of my hand. This is hazelnut, but the color I had before this was called ebony, and it was the darkest shade. And y'all know, us women of color, every time we find a makeup, we always go to the darkest shade because we know that there's really no, you know, we don't know what shade it is for us, so we just gear towards the darkest one because we know we can start there and work our way backwards. So that's what I did. And I tested it out on the back of my hand, and it matched. It rubbed right into my skin. It didn't look like I had anything on, so I was like, all right, this is a go. So when I got home, though, even while I was in the store, I was like, well, this has a little grayish tint to it. So when I got home and I put some on a little bit because I like to try to wear it in the house just to kind of see what it's going to do. I felt like it made me look a little gray. So I said, okay, it could be two things. It could be because this is not the right complexion, which it did look a little bit too dark for me, or it could be the SPF. So I went back to the store and I got the hazelnut, which is the shade lighter. And it's very close to what I've been using with the Maybelline Fit Me, and this works really well for me. So I went ahead and I picked this one up. So I came home and I said, okay, Shanae, this one is going to work. So I put it on. And I you know, I liked how I liked the way it looked. I liked how it blended into my skin. When I used like a moist beauty blender, it worked really well, and I was okay. But what I noticed was when I took a picture, I didn't like how I looked. When I looked in the picture, I had that whitish, grayish kind of tint going on, and immediately I knew what the problem was. And the problem was the SPF. Okay, so SPF is actually titanium dioxide, and it is what they use. It's the sunscreen that they use, that they put in makeup products, which is supposed to help protect your skin as well as give you the coverage that you want. Now, sunscreen itself is not a problem, but putting it in makeup products for women of color is, because it dries, and once it dries and it sets, it has a gray or a whitish finish to it, right? Which will make women of color look ashy. Even though we're not, it makes us look ashy. And so before, when I was researching about the SPF, one of the things that I heard was that it was okay to have the SPF, but just a small amount. Now, 15 is a small amount because, you know, they have 20, they have 25, they have 30, 40. You know, 15 is a small amount. But clearly, SPF is still not okay regardless. So I started to wonder, okay, so if we can't use the SPF in our foundation because it gives us that ashy effect, then what do we do to protect our skin from the sun, right, but still look good? Well, my thought process is this. What we can do is we can apply a basic sunscreen to our skin, give it time to set in and really set into our skin before applying a foundation. I believe that the issue is that when they mix it with the makeup products together, drying, when the SPF is drying alone, it probably gives that little tint, but once you throw your foundation on top, it should cover that up. But if you have it mixed together, for whatever reason, that titanium dioxide is overpowering the finish of the foundation, okay? So what I did also was I said, okay, it's not working like that. Let me mix these two together and see if that will minimize that finish that I'm getting with this. So I mixed it, I put this on, and then I put a little bit of this on top of it, and no, it still didn't work. I still had that look once I went back and looked in the mirror, you know, I still had that whitish look. So, no. Women of color, we do not want foundation with SPF in it. I wish the beauty brands knew that and that they didn't make the products like that, because the truth is, this is not something new. This has been out there about SPF for a long time with women of color, and so for whatever reason, I guess they feel like they're helping us out and doing us a favor by putting it in our foundation. But look, we already struggling with finding the right color, okay? We don't need you messing it up with SPF as well. So, women of color, what I'm going to say as your beauty coach is this: no foundation with SPF, because I went the lowest of the low and still got the same result. So I would suggest that if you're going to use a liquid foundation, get one that has no SPF. And all of them that do have it in there, they will say it on the bottom. It says sunscreen, broad spectrum, SPF, blah, blah, blah. And it'll tell you how much it has. If it says that, run. If your foundation says SPF, go the other way. That's just my personal and my professional opinion, and that's what I'm going to be telling my clients moving forward. Okay, no SPF. So I want to show you guys what it looks like on my palette, the difference in the colors, and maybe that'll help you see a little bit more what it is that I'm saying. Okay, so when you look at this palette, now this is the my nail, don't mind my nail, y'all. I got them done and they just cracked on me. Like, I got them done on Saturday. You wouldn't think that, but this right here, this one, this is the number 7. That's the one with the SPF in it. And if you can see, it has a little whitish. You can see a little whitish. It just looks whitish. You know, it doesn't have that yellow base color that we need as women of color, because most of our tones are yellow based. And then so this is actually the Maybelline Fit Me, which, as you can see, this is the one that works well for me. It has more color and life to it, whereas this one is just kind of like blah. Okay, so no SPF, ladies. If there's SPF in your products, and if you feel like you're wearing foundation that has SPF and you feel like it's not working for you, or if you try one, or maybe you're wearing one and you're like, this thing is not working, I don't understand why. It could be the SPF. So big no for women of color in my book. No SPF in your foundation. If you want to protect your skin, if you want to protect your melanin, boo, okay, put on some SPF before, give it a few minutes to set into your skin, and then apply your foundation on top. Hopefully that'll stop it, because the SPF won't be mixed in with your foundation. It'll be layered underneath it, so your foundation will kind of overpower that finish that your skin gets from the titanium dioxide. Don't I sound like a chemist, y'all? Don't I sound like I'm a chemistry? So that's my tip for you guys, okay? If you have questions with how to match your foundation, if you want to know, how do I match my foundation like a pro girl? What do I need to know about my brown skin, or even my light brown skin, or even my fair skin? This book is for anybody, but I wrote it for women of color because I know that we struggle the most in this area, because there's so many options for women with fair skin. There's so many brands and there's so many options, but women of color really struggle. Look, they tried it. They tried to create a color that would work for us, and still it doesn't work because they mixed the wrong stuff in it. Okay? So they need people to tell them the truth about their products, and I'm going to tell them that one don't work. That's not good. Alright, so if you need help with learning how to match your own foundation, what products to buy, what are some good brands for women of color? I have some great brands in here that I've personally used, that I still use on myself, and possibly on clients too. And if I do personal shopping with my clients, brands that I will buy for them that's affordable, and brands that they can use and they can find on their own. Okay, so if you need help with that type of stuff, you want to know, how do I maintain dry skin, how do I maintain oily skin, what do I need to know about the different types of foundation to choose the one that works best for me, all that information is going to be found right in this makeup guide, so you can just grab a copy. And again, right now they're on sale for $7 for the holiday. They're going to be on sale probably for the rest of the week, I mean, whatever, and you guys can go ahead and grab a copy. Okay, So I want to thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for watching. And remember, no SPF in your foundation. It don't work for us women of color. It make us ashy. And I don't need no help being ashy. I know how to be ashy on my own, right? I know how to make me ashy. I don't need help, okay? Not from a $17 foundation. No. I almost dropped it. Bye. I don't need you like that. So I'm going to go get my money back, y'all. All right? So you guys have an awesome evening. Hey, Dad. You guys have an awesome evening, and I will chat with you later. If you have questions, be sure to drop them in the comments below, or shoot me a message if you don't feel comfortable in the community leaving them. All right? I'll chat with y'all later. Peace.